cosplayers to bring it down to the dance floor. Y'all know what time it is. Well, here's a pandemic in this bitch, so bust it down the bedroom, living room, wherever. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Get these skinny jeans on, but my dick too big for 'em. 3 cosplayers in my bedroom, all for 'em. Music got me making all this money, bank account soaring. Might retire soon, shit too easy, getting fucking boring. Making sis kiss a friend, that's my bite chick. In sync, kick her out by trick. Making gold with my hands that were Elric. Gotta hear him off of me, cause I'm selfish. Killing from the get-go, I'm the greatest for your info. I ain't chilling with no bitch unless she tryna get me necko. It's a murder, homicide when they cry on me necko. Dark skin, small frame, shy, look like Nakatoro, like my bitches over fat. Either that or super flat. Yo, a moto and a friend, I gotta stack this cattle cat. If I got the dopest rat, say you spit like me, this cap. You get you up in this bitch, try me activate my trap. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Rain on the regular, feel is spectacular. Leave a bite marks on your neck like Dracula. Wait, I'm an Alucard, I'm a booty card. If you wanna fuck with step out, then you better keep me hard. Like a diamond shard, priceless. You can be my ISIS. Bad as a moto, pussy tighter than a vice grip. Shotty wanna take a pic, tell her I don't mind, ho. But I got a feeling that her boyfriend jealous though. If I wanna fuck a VTuber, if I'm being honest, you could be my boy. Got it, every monitor she on it. Got a V showed you a moto, you don't know it yet. Always making music while she give me neck, that's a bet. Yeah, I be the dude, you can call me Shiki Senpai. Fingers at the con, wanna show a nigga old pie. First and death, I can't lie, made it with no cosign. Back the fuck up everything, call that rap game murder rain. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Cosplayers to bring it down to the dance floor. Y'all know what time it is. Well, here's a pandemic in this bitch, so bust it down the bedroom, living room, wherever. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Getting these skinny jeans on, but my dick too big for 'em. 3 cosplayers in my bedroom, all for 'em. Music got me making all this money, bank account soaring. Might retire soon, shit too easy, getting fucking boring. Making sis kiss a friend, that's my bite chick. In sync, kick her out by trick. Making gold with my hands that were Elric. Gotta hear him off of me, cause I'm selfish. Killing from the get-go, I'm the greatest for your info. I ain't chilling with no bitch unless she tryna get me necko. It's a murder, homicide when they cry on me necko. Dark skin, small frame, shy, look like Nakatoro, like my bitches over fat. Either that or super flat. Yo, a moto and a friend, I gotta stack this cattle cat. If I got the dopest rat, say you spit like me, this cap. You get you up in this bitch, try me activate my trap. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gon' smash. Bust a couple nuts, then a sip, I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Rain on the regular, feel is spectacular. Leave a bite marks on your neck like Dracula. Wait, I'm an Alucard, I'm a booty card. If you wanna fuck with step out, then you better keep me hard. Like a diamond shard, priceless. You can be my ISIS. Bad as a moto, pussy tighter than a vice grip. Shotty wanna take a pic, tell her I don't mind, ho. But I got a feeling that her boyfriend jealous though. If I wanna fuck a VTuber, if I'm being honest, you can be my boy. Got it, every monitor she on it. Got a V showed you a moto, you don't know it yet. Always making music while she give me neck, that's a bet. Yeah, I be the dude, you can call me Shiki Senpai. Fingers at the con, wanna show a nigga old pie. First and death, I can't lie, made it with no cosign. Back the fuck up everything, call that rap game murder rain. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con.
We are now live. To anyone listening right now, Kaihin is late, so this is going to be a bit of a scuff story. I know this is the 4th episode, right? Yeah. This is the 3rd. Oh, yeah, we skipped the 3rd episode. Also, my fucking, we still have the title is Stream Number 2. I'll fix that. Okay. Yep, I'm getting this set up everywhere else. Sorry guys, we give ourselves 5 minutes on the intro to get things moving, and of course we have failed to prepare once more, so it didn't quite go that way. Boom. Oh wow. The whatnot. Oh yay. I basically just doxed myself. Awesome. Good thing the only person watching is my girlfriend. Don't worry, babe, other people will join eventually. Yeah. Ah, it is Daddy Kai. So I went to log in to our shit on the browser, so our account for streaming on YouTube and all that, and so that we could have the browser and everything up. And for some reason, one of my personal business emails was displayed when it went to sign in. It just autoed, like, do you want to autofill this? And I'm like, sure. No, why? Now I'm doxed. So that's okay. Let's be fair. It's not like I don't have actual selfies posted in your server with my name. It's not that fucking hard. Yeah. So why are you in pain? Also, we're live, by the way. So
before I join the call, I just had a day of construction that I did on Friday, where I walked like, I think it was 17,000 steps, and then the very next day I had to go for another walk too, and legs were telling me not to do anything that day, and I did stuff yesterday anyway.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't sleep at night. And
Listen, why use common sense when you can just say fuck it and call through and be a little bitch, listen to your body?
So don't listen to Neo, anyone who's watching this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how I'm suffering, and he's like, see, isn't this good?
Pretty much. Listen, if there's no pain, probably not working hard. That's how you know it's good when everything starts to roll on your work. During a workout.
During a workout is normal.
Yeah.
Burn and hurt is good, but if your burn and hurt is making you limp 2 days after the fact, it was too much.
No, it means you need to conquer your inner bitch. You just gotta fucking grit your teeth and go, man.
See, this is why Neo's not gonna live very long.
Yeah, I appreciate this solid health advice.
Yeah.
Sounds very professional.
Pretty much. Listen, Neo health advice, don't be a bitch. Not a problem then. Pretty much. Also, sorry guys, I have still failed to sign us into YouTube because I am autistic. 1 minute. I like how every time I fuck up live, it's like, hey guys, sorry, I am indeed retarded. Oh hey, we have 4 viewers. Sorry if I offended anyone. I have no clue what 4 people decided to watch us. We're fixing some things, guys. We'll be moving back to normal in just a moment. I don't actually know how YouTube login. Fuck it, I'll fix that in a minute. So, we know what stories we're talking about? Meep, shut the fuck up, Meep. You're from California. Everything offends you. I love that meme I found, that anime meme that's like, ew, you from California? Bald Espinosa. Very nice. Okay, yes. One second. Okay. What the fuck did I even put it? Do we have that in, what are all passwords at? I forget. It's in the podcast little... Just shouts out all of our passwords. Thank you. Why'd I put my social security card again? How do I take a photo of it? Let's see here. There we go. I found it. Okay, and by I found it, I mean Dizzle, I think, just linked me like, hey guy, remember how you actually made this for all of us? Should be doing this kind of shit. Oh wow, 9 people have subscribed to us on YouTube. God bless them. Okay, we're fixed, finally! Okay. Oh God. Don't worry about that. It's on the screen. Oh, and as a matter of fact, do y'all need me to share my screen, or y'all going to in Discord, or y'all gonna do this in Twitch?
I have Twitch. I have Twitch open.
Okay, we'll do that. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll share it in Discord too, and that way we have y'all have live, because Twitch is slightly behind the stream. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. That'll give y'all YouTube.
God.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Can
hear you.
hear
Okay.
Yep.
God, my microphone has given me trouble this whole time.
What did you do to it?
I like bump the cord a little bit, and I don't know what is wrong with it, but the USB 3.0 on the top of my computer, like if I bump it, it just completely disconnects. And it's just like, fuck you, good luck trying to get it reconnected now. And I'm just like, great.
That is why you plug important things in the back, dickwad.
Yeah, see, the back doesn't work. I don't know why. It stopped working.
Oh God. God bless you. That is your that's probably a drival issue. That or a capacitor, because it's either the fucking ports on the board or it's a drival issue. We'll see.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, thanks, Neo. You told me it could have been like one of the only 2 things it actually could have been. Anyways.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll already do this, but hey, if it's the board, I'll pay you to fix it. That's all I know.
All right.
I will buy a new board and hopefully it'll fix it.
So, Kaihan, what do you got for us? Let's start with your first story.
I am.
Kaihan's
currently
like, fuck,
making
I have no clue what I have for us. I asked you because I don't know, and then you don't know. Guys, don't start a podcast. It's not worth it. I feel like we had 4 viewers a minute ago, and now we probably have 2. Your girlfriend and my girlfriend. Wow, I am sorry.
I had something of a prompt where I was wondering what your guys' favorite comedy animes are, and I could talk about mine. I feel like Neo, obviously, you've seen the most, so you'll probably have the most like specific opinion on it.
So are we talking comedy anime, like specific, like the main theme is comedy, or just that comedy is a strong theme in the series? So it may not be the
has to
main
be. I'd say a main theme. Maybe not like. It could also be a shonen or a seinen or something else, you know. But like, a main theme of it should be comedy.
Okay, I could think of a few. Let's before I answer though, I want to hear Dizzle. What do you got, man? Do you have one that you can think of? I know you're in the anime, but I don't know if you've watched that many comedy theme series.
Have you seen a comedy anime, Dizzle?
I don't know. To be quite honest with you, a lot of the animes I've seen are quite serious, but I think the one that probably was could be close to a comedy might be Rosaria plus Vampire, just because it's so fucking cheesy. It's funny.
Mm.
Okay. And why though? Like, what about it was funny?
I don't know, just kind of like the class. It kind of fits the like anime stereotype where there's like all these girls that are like fighting each other for like this one dude, and the dude's just a fucking dweeb.
Okay, so you literally just described every harem anime to ever exist.
That's why I said typical anime.
Okay.
That's what I literally just said.
I'm sorry. Okay. Kaihan, what about you, buddy?
And can you hear me well?
I can,
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay. My Discord is being so weird. It's telling me now that I'm not in the call. But my favorite, I've thought about it a lot. And I'm gonna mention 3. I'll start with my third, like the one out of the 3 that I found to be the least out of my favorite comedies is probably Psyche K.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I think that one's pretty well known just because a Netflix one. I enjoyed it a lot, partially because I think my experience with it was one where I watched it with a group of like 3 guys. It was like me and 2 other guys watching through the whole thing, and it was like their first time watching much anime at all. It was one of their firsts, and for one of them, I think it's still on his favorite lists, even though he's not seen that much. But really, that's the perfect way to experience a comedy anime. If you're watching it in a group, because then you get to laugh together and you get that chemistry that accompanies the watching it. That's a great experience. I had a really fun experience with Psyche K, even though like the humor and the comedy of it isn't like top tier necessarily.
Yeah,
It was enjoyable. It was funny. It was very slapstick, but I appreciate it very much.
I have to say that sounds great, but I myself have unfortunately not had the pleasure of watching a lot of anime with other people until recent times, because I came from a town with no one that liked anything like that. So what few friends I had were not like friends that I could normally hang with because they were busy or like had lives outside of anime and computers and shit. Unlike me. So yeah, most of the like funny anime I've watched has been myself. I have 3 series, so I just pulled up my anime list to anyone like watching. That's what this is. I'm sure y'all noticed, but this is Neometra's anime list. This has all the anime that I've ever like watched and whatnot. View at your own discretion if you do. But
if you're watching.
Yeah, if you're watching. I will say I can't pick one off the top of my head. I think an obvious choice, this is like just the trash, like cop out answer to anyone who's seen a bunch of anime. Ghost Stories. I mean, literally that's the entire point is of the dub, the English dub of Ghost Stories. It's just fucking hilarious. The whole fucking thing. It's really racist and really, really sexist. But if you don't mind dork humor, I don't really think you can get better than something like that, because they literally went for the throat on just fucking it up.
The Ghost Stories dub is my number 1 just because it's so meme. It's not even supposed to be as funny as it is.
Well,
it's so much funnier than it's supposed to be in its art.
Yes, it really is. Okay, that's why I said like that's the obvious trash answer, because obviously everyone's gonna count that.
My number 2.
Oh, good.
My number 2 is Konosuba. People who know Konosuba, I just think that's probably the best sitcom isekai that will ever exist. If you can find me a better sitcom isekai, then
I don't think you
be
can.
surprised.
Yeah, I don't think you can find a better sitcom anime. Like Konosuba was to sitcom isekais what I would say what Demon Slayer is to shonen. And it's not that, because like, so here's the thing, Demon Slayer, people argue that it's a really generic shonen, and it's like, okay, when you look at it at the base level, it is. But it's not, it's like Madoka Magica. Madoka Magica is a Magic Girl series, but it's not a good Magic Girl series in like contrast to some other series. It's a dissection. It's really a dissection of what makes a good series. Like it does all of the things very well. It knows what it is, and it plays and goes into those themes really nicely. The same way that Demon Slayer, as a shonen, touches like all of the things that would normally be tropey about a shonen. It does them very cleanly, like the best way you could expect it to be done in a shonen. Okay, the way it breaks down the personalities of what would normally be your stereotypical like shonen protagonist into your three main characters, and like the power system and all that's very clean. It knows what it is. When you're talking about like sitcom comedies, Konosuba is the same thing. Like the characters in Konosuba are actually dissections of different aspects of comedy in those types of anime. Okay, and each one of them play a very specific role. You know, you have the dumb useless one. You have the really powerful one with a handicap. You know, you have your main character who's not particularly bright but not stupid, and you know, actually they handle him really well because he doesn't become OP. He just kind of struggles. He's the comedic relief. Or one of the main comedic reliefs, you know. There's like it's a really good dissection of what we're talking about in that type of series.
Yeah. Another word I've heard you use alongside dissection is you've also said deconstruction, for at least regarding Demon Slayer before. So I assume that's another word that would fit for you because I've heard you use it before.
Yeah, it's a deconstruction. I was probably, yeah, you're right. I was saying dissection. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. But yeah, no, it's deconstruction would have been a better word to use here. Yeah, it's a really good deconstruction of what makes these types of genres great. It's like, yeah, there's 100 different shonens out there. Okay, but most of them are trash. Like when you look at Asterisk Wars, it's like, yeah, it took all the junk that you would see in a like battle shonen, and it didn't polish any of the edges. And when you look at something like that came out at basically a similar time, I think, which was Chivalry of a Failed Knight, and that is an excellent series. It's very generic, but it knew what it was and it did it well, and that's what I think Konosuba was. So, but real fast, just to give people an idea, just because we've got to. Anyone who has not seen Ghost Stories, I am gonna play one. Trigger warning, by the way. We say lots of offensive things on here, so I don't think this is too much. But I'm gonna play a 30-second clip. What?
He says we, but it's 99% one of us. You'll know which one that is. Just keep watching.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm about to set a prime example here. I'm about to play It's Not Because You're a Rabbit. So we'll see.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know the clip I'm talking about, man, right?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
What is there a better clip I should play? Should I not play this one? I want to play it.
This one's funny. You can play this one. I'm not gonna stand by what it says for anyone who's clipping this.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one really stands by what it says. That's the point.
Since I am your favorite among these heathens, you are pathetic.
When he died, I was so sad that
I'm gonna provide some context real fast. So this anime was actually a really popular manga in Japan, but it was such... Wait, what stares at Neo while he's sipping my pride tea? Oh god, I love you, June. Anyways, so Ghost Stories was actually a really popular manga in Japan for the longest of time. I can't remember what studio just decided to molest this, what was at the time considered a treasure in terms of manga. But it was actually a really long-running series too. It was like a combination of short stories and whatnot. But anyways, they absolutely destroyed the series. They ruined the anime. It was horrible. And so like it did so poorly in Japan that when they licensed it out to be dubbed, they like basically gave no fucks as to what was done. They were like, literally do anything you can to enhance the series and make it sell, is the long short story of that. Anyways, they turned it into a comedy. I think they had two rules. They couldn't change any of the ghosts, and they couldn't change the names of the characters, but they could do anything else they wanted to the dialogue. So there's like a whole fucking documentary about this, actually. I'd have to find it, and I may drop it on social later because it's pretty funny.
Yo,
yeah,
Neo, I think my camera's broken on the stream.
Are you not moving?
No, it's showing my profile picture on Discord.
What? On the stream?
Yeah, just click back to Discord real quick. It should fix. Yeah, we're good now.
Okay. See, this is
Yeah,
why-
it was because I'm having that issue that I basically described earlier. So
Yeah. Okay.
it's like
So
I,
sorry guys.
but yeah.
Me and Dizzle have not had time to work out some of the kinks on his stuff. But where was I at? What was I at? What was I saying? Yeah, okay. Well, that topic's done. But anyways, Kai, do you remember at all what I was saying?
We were talking about ghost stories and basically that like it was a really popular like manga,
And they
and
fucked
then
it.
the actual anime, like the actual sub, and not the English dub, but the actual first version was so awfully bad and disrespectful to what the manga was that the dub didn't even try to fix it. The dub was like, "This is unfixable. Let's go harder. Let's make it worse."
Yeah, they fucked it up pretty bad. And then yeah, the dub was not actually unironically funny. It was supposed to be funny. I'll send you the documentary on it, Kaihen, but the guy that ended up getting that directed the whole thing was known for doing this to series. So it was intentional, but as a matter of fact, there were a bunch of like really good VAs that got involved in this, and some actual famous people. It's kind of crazy, the people that were involved in this. But yeah, so this was literally made into like the most offensive piece of like hot garbage that you could make, which is hilarious because again, it has a lot of like really sexist stuff, especially towards gay people. But what's hilarious is that again, the director of the series is gay himself. So this actually, like, all of the jokes in the series were made by like people who would like come from that background, and I thought it was interesting because it wasn't like a bunch of edgy assholes writing stuff about things they aren't involved in. It was like people actually making jokes about themselves, and I thought that was funny.
The series is like, in a way, it's like a cross between Teen Titans Go and Uncle Ruckus, because it's so completely unacceptable with what it says and disrespectful to the original series, and it takes it so far that it comes around. It's just funny. It's so unapologetically awful that you're like, this is great to laugh at. It's the best
God,
series to
for
hate.
what? Jesus, I don't know why that just popped in my head all of a sudden. It's just when you said Uncle Ruckus, it just popped in my
Okay.
head.
I'm Uncle Ruckus. I fucking love Uncle Ruckus.
It's just such
Oh god.
that he is the staple of that show.
He is. He really is. But okay, so I'm gonna play this clip because we've lost 2 viewers in that dialogue. But this clip, by the way, guys. Oh, and by the way, June, real fast, buddy. Let's see. Stares at Neil. Also, do not mention that series again, Kai. Wait. Oh, that series never happened. Listen, man, Boondocks is
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Okay.
The Boondocks.
Yeah,
is
it's
the
like
only
my
thing
favorite
that was
show.
mentioned.
Yeah, I will tell you this, June. Oh, and I'm gonna do something real fast. I'm gonna replay this. Bald Espinoza, I missed calling you out a while ago, but to anyone who doesn't know, this is Neo Metro's possible future wifey. So yeah, pick on her and you die. But anyways, she's probably June. She is also of interest in. She's similar to you. Y'all have a similar origin story, if that makes any sense. So there's going to be a lot of interest in Pinoy speaking people here soon. So we'll see. Anyways, we'll play the clip, okay? So is everyone ready for extreme racism and sexism? Here we go.
Yeah, like 15 minutes later.
Yeah, I know.
I
Well,
wouldn't get on a VC with you if I wasn't.
listen, it's
Sure.
not a podcast if you don't get ready to do something and then spend 15 minutes trying to drag out that piece of content. Oh, wow, Meep, really? All this time, Meep. Thanks, Meep. I'm glad you followed
I
us
thought-
finally.
Meat followed us the last time.
Okay, no, actually, I just got it. Meep, did you unfollow and then follow again to do that?
I'm pretty sure Meep had been following before. She might have unfollowed and refollowed.
Possibly. Here we go.
Since I am your favorite among these heathens, you are pathetic.
When When he died, I was so sad that I would never hear that voice again. His laugh,
Oh, I remember.
his funny little requests,
Touch me.
his reprimands.
Touch me harder.
Shirotabi, please forgive me for bringing you back to life. I know now that it could never work between us. As much as we wanted to, it could never be. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Look what I'm.
It's so horrible.
Yeah, I remember
Touch me,
seeing
hold on.
like, I remember seeing memes of that like all over the internet.
Oh god, dude.
It's what happens if you take a series that hasn't been made yet and you abridge it.
This
And
I
the
gotta
series
show.
is never made. There's only the abridge.
We've got to do one more clip here, actually.
Have you done your homework yet? Oh wait, you're dyslexic. Done your yet homework, Cav? You, I'm Answer. Hey, talking me too. Where's the damn cat? But he... What? Ketchero, what are you, retarded? Obviously. Which way did he go? Now we'll never find out who the ghost is. I hope to God you're adopted.
Anyways, that's enough of that. If y'all want to watch it, like, just go look up Ghost Stories, funny moments or whatever, or like compilation.
The best way to experience, like, I tried watching the actual series,
Uh-huh.
and it's like it's still funny, but honestly, the best way to enjoy it is YouTube. Is just watching parts of it.
Yeah, you could. At this point, it has been clipped and memed to death. You can basically experience every funny part of the series in a few videos and as compilations.
I just want to go ahead and say like the VTuber clip right there. This is just like off topic a little bit,
Which
but I
one?
think I know what the punchline is of that video.
Which
I think I know what's so funny they had to clip it and upload it to YouTube.
which clip? There's multiple VTubers here.
The third one up at the top.
Oh, based Veve, you'll get an. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say Veve is one of the okay. Well, maybe you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. Veve was one of the original. I'm going to say V Shoujo. God, I don't want to say that. I don't know. Let's just say she said and did a lot of things that you would expect from hot tub streamers, but in VTuber form. Yeah, so that's her selling point, is that she's a professional virtual thought, in my opinion. But you know,
Probably.
you know this. I mean, listen, if you can do it, and make money, go for it. You know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start an OnlyFans and start selling feet pics. I gotta
am-
get rid of my athlete's foot though first before I do that. So
Actually, I'm gonna be honest, man.
I mean, I mean, you could go really niche.
You could listen. There's an audience for that. You could. You could corner that section of the market. There's only. Okay, dude. Imagine being someone who gives yourself athlete's foot just to be that version of a.
yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just post the pictures with my athlete's foot. It's like, you're right. There's that niche market for it, and I'm pretty sure someone likes looking at fungus nails. That's
Oh,
cool.
God.
That's fine. I don't
Oh.
judge. I'm just here to post the pictures.
So I never actually finished answering the question. So yeah, obviously Ghost Stories is the cop-out answer. This right here is an anime. I guess that would be. Let's see if I can read this. Danaga nani wo iteru ka wakari ranai kin. I fucked that up, but the English translation, or the English title at least, is I can't understand what my husband is saying. This is literally just a compilation of it's got 13 4 to 5 minute episodes, and it is fucking hilarious. It's about this otaku, and this woman who meet at a restaurant basically at random, and she wants to get married and doesn't know how to go about things, and he's socially awkward, and they basically do that movie moment where it's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna and complete strangers, we're gonna agree to get married, and they do it, and it's the 4 to 5 minute episodes is this super pretty stereotypical Japanese girl, nothing particularly special about her. She's just a very normal person, very based, and then this hyper otaku, and the dynamic of them trying to understand each other after marriage, learn each other's personalities and the faults and all the nice things about each other. It's really cute and it's really funny. So I would recommend that if you do, like, especially if you don't want to spend a lot of time, you just want to throw clips on. If you enjoy watching funny clips.
Actually, I just thought of another one. I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, hit me, hit me.
I actually absolutely like. You're probably gonna laugh at me for this. I loved Fooly Cooley. That one made me laugh a lot too.
I've heard that actually, and I will say this. So I'm about to absolutely ruin my bad reputation, by saying that I have never watched Fully Cooley, and it has been on my list for 10 years. So
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for it
I
being
think
on
everyone
Adult
needs to
Swim
have
every
that
night.
series.
Yeah, like I used to just watch it on Adult Swim. I would just catch it on Adult Swim every night, and I think there wasn't that many episodes, so you probably like, yeah, you could probably just watch it in like one sitting. Probably take you like 2 hours.
I need to, but I'm gonna be honest. I'll do it eventually. I feel like though, it would be different if I was an otaku that had started in like the last 4 years. That's an old word
Yeah.
right there, otaku. But like I'm an old weeb. I'm an old otaku. I remember when weeb was invented. Okay. And no, seriously, like I remember when they called for it started as fucking weeaboo. Okay, they started as a internet like slang derogatory term. It was first. It was no weeb. It was just weeaboo. That was the way of weeaboo.
We became
And-
short for weeaboo, yeah.
Yes, it was when we reclaimed it. It was like, you know what, you're gonna call us fucking weeaboos? You're fucking right. Yeah, we like hentai. It's fine. Fuck you. You know, that was what weeb was. Weeb was the backlash from within the community. It was like, you know what? Yes, I have an anime body pillow. Yes, it stands on its own. Stands on its own.
I see. I think it was like that, but for more of like somebody that watches anime, wears like fedoras and like has a neck beard, and then says "milady" like literally right after that.
Oh,
That
God.
was the original stereotypical thing that came to mind when you said weeaboo.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
that's
still
what I
is.
think of.
I mean, when people say weeaboo, that's what you think
Especially if you say the whole thing. If you say the whole thing, if it's not just weeb, you say weeaboo, then it's like goes back to its derogatory
of.
meaning.
Yeah, I was about to say weeaboo, let's just be honest. One is slang for the other, but it's really just two separate words at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know?
but
Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, like, kind of back onto the topic with Fooly Cooley and everything. Season 2 came out in like 2017, 2018. I still have yet to watch that one, so
I
maybe if
see.
you catch up on the first season, me and you can watch the second one together.
Hey, we could do that. We could do
Yeah, that could be like something that me and you do on Friday
And
with Mike, maybe
oh
if he's
yeah.
down for that shit.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. We need to get Mike on the podcast at some point, but we should introduce
Oh,
him
yeah.
to Kaihan for us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's got a podcast voice and personality. He would be
He
really
does. Yeah, Mike does have a good voice for a podcast.
good. Yeah.
I don't know. Mike should have a Discord, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I forced him into the ways. So
Yeah. Alright.
lastly, the third series. So right now I said my trash cop out was fucking Ghost Stories. The genuine response was I can't understand what my husband is saying. And then the just like a general series, like an actually decent series. Different people will say different things. The series gets really dark at different moments, but it is also really funny, and I love it. Like the comedy is, if you like weird comedy, it's one of the best highs you ever get. It's called Kotarasan. 1 second, let me see if I can find it here. I probably spelled that I knew it. I knew I had it wrong. I thought it was spelled the other way, but here, yeah. So Kotarasan, it's about this chick who can read minds. So she's an ESP. She can read minds. She's the only ESP in the series. But she has kind of a like fucked up life because it kind of explores what happens when you know things you shouldn't know as a small child, because she can't turn it off. It's not like she looks at someone and reads their minds. It's like being autistic with sensory overload, like how everything's always coming at you. If you've ever seen one of those videos that kind of explain that, it's or being like super ADHD, where you just can't tune things out. But imagine if like you just heard and seen everyone's thoughts all the time. Like it's actually really tragic, and it causes her a lot of problems. And yeah, it's a really funny series though. I'd really recommend it. Okay, did we die or is everyone there? Or y'all just some quiet fucks?
I think we're here.
Okay, yep, we're there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm here. I just got up to get something to drink real quick.
Mhm.
Alright. Okay, well then, outside of that, let's see here. How's the audio, guys? Anyone in chat? Y'all having problems? Or are we good?
Sounds good to me. I've got the stream pulled up and the sound is like low enough to where I can hear everything, so everybody sounds good.
Awesome, awesome. June, I love that fucking emoji. I'm trying to keep. Where the fuck did that come from? Dear God, this is shit of nightmares. What? Who made that? What is that from another channel? My avatar, the Twitch global emote. That is a global emote on Twitch. Okay. I like how everyone's like totally deja vu, my man.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. Anyways.
I have one more anime question.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just because we can target it Snizzle last time, can target it Snizzle first again this time. What personally like makes you invested in an anime when you watch an anime and you're like, okay, I need to finish this. Like no matter what, I need to finish this. What in an anime gives you that feeling?
I like a lot of things with anime. It's probably like the easiest way is probably good fight scenes. So like something like Naruto. I just haven't had the chance to watch that one yet. And yeah, probably some action, good story. And I also like random shit. Like just random shit that gets thrown in there that throws people for loops normally. That's also shit that I like. That's why I like Fooly Cooly so much. Just because like it's kind of serious, but then it's kind of just like the weirdest shit you've ever seen, and it feels like you're on an acid trip watching it, and that's why I love that.
What did you think of this is like the first thing that comes to mind when I think of like great action with like no story. I was like, this is something that just story value in it was non-existent, but the action was good. Did you watch God of High School?
No, I haven't. I've never watched that one.
Okay. If you what I would recommend, honestly, is like you have any interest in ever watching it, just look up the fight scenes on YouTube and you've
Yeah.
seen the whole thing.
Yeah, to be honest, it was I had a really at the very beginning I had a love-hate relationship with it, and by the end I just hated it. I love the fight scenes, but like there's tons of like really good fight scenes in anime that I could go watch that actually beat God of High School. It's not that the fight scenes weren't good, it's just like I would like some story with my anime, please. Like literally anything. Like just get the dialogue that you set up, right? But they didn't. They like just fucking rushed the end. Like everything that mattered happened in the last 2 episodes, and just complete ass pulls. And to be honest, the animation was only good with the characters fighting. Like it was only good with the characters fighting. When you get your arena shots, a lot of the arena shots, end up with like these really shitty ads on the side. So I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I think they were on the side of the arenas. You had the webtoon logos and stuff, like stuff that just felt out of place. Actually, I want to 1 second. I want to see if I can find that.
I know what you're talking about. I recall exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like stuff like that doesn't belong in an official anime series. Like, and those tasteful ways to do it. Like, lots of animes advertise other animes in the animes. Like Excel World, for example. Excel World, had SAO figures in different scenes. So they were figures of SAO. Of course, I'll never be able to find these clips, but I remember it vividly. There were points in the series. As a matter of fact, they even mention Kirito. So when you're watching something like a Cell Ward, which deals with reality augmentation, one of the main characters in the series literally mentions like Kirito's like real name from SAO and says this guy is the one who invented the headsets that we use and the tech that we use full reality augmentation because full dive tech was too dangerous, which is a really cool way to, like, self-promote in a series that actually makes sense.
Your girlfriend's here to support Doggo BF. Toast
Oh.
bread is here. Anyway,
Very nice.
Yes, he is still a dog.
Yep, still a dog. Thank
Yeah.
you, Toast Bread.
I wanted
Toast
to
Bread 2 specifically.
Toast bread 2. Sorry, I missed it too.
Yeah, what happened to Toast Bread 1?
I think someone stole her name.
There's actually a reason it's toast bread. Like, it's not just, this is the second life of the bread. The bread had to die for toast bread to be born, so that's why it's
He's
toast bread
literally
2.
in here like, yo, they stealing my name. Listen, you just gotta pull out those.
See you, June. I think that's
Catch you
June.
later, June.
June.
Yeah, that's June.
Oh, June's leaving?
Terrible names.
Peace,
Yeah, said he's
June. It was
dipping.
great having you, man. Thanks.
Yep, thanks for stopping by.
J Daddy was pretty dope, that's all I'm gonna say.
Another series that references another series is actually Slime. Like, the time I got reincarnated as a slime. That series, if you watch it and pay attention, every single time they mention manga in that series, and it's about a guy who is like liked manga in his life, so they mention manga pretty regularly in that series. Every single time they talk about Parasite, because the author of That Time I Got Reincarnated by a Slime, his favorite manga is Parasite. So, like, he prints off the entire series of Parasite for people in the isekai world for them to read it because he loved Parasite so much.
I actually, I never noticed that. I'll have to go back and check that out. I'm gonna rewatch Slime at one point. It was one of those anime where, I don't know if it was me, but wasn't that one of the ones where they had a season 1 and then for whatever reason season 2 took forever to come out?
Season 2 did take a really long time. And if
Yeah.
you look at the actual source material, I think, well, the reason season 2 took a long time is because the manga is monthly. So they caught up to the manga really easy. And then it took a long time for the manga to get to a point where there's enough content for season 2. And the manga is so far behind the light novel that if they had the manga caught up to the light novel, which is still going, mind you, there would easily be enough content for 6 seasons.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. I don't think it'll ever get 6 seasons, but it should. If it does get 6 seasons, it's going to take them another decade.
That would be a dream, but I don't find it likely.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, that's one of the series I've got to go back and like rewatch from the beginning. I've tried to start season 2 after watching the recaps, but it just isn't right. It doesn't feel right.
Hold on. I want to check something real quick. I want to see if you guys can hear this.
Oh no. Oh, so yeah, Meep had never followed us until now, she said.
Yeah, apparently.
Let me know when we're supposed to hear something, if we're gonna hear something, Dizzle.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. There was something that I messed with last time that changed my voice, and I'm trying to see if that'll.
Oh, you're going into the G Hub studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to go in there and just select the profiles.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then I think, do I have to go to Discord and like?
No, it'll just happen. As long as your
Okay.
input for Discord is the Blue Yeti.
Animes.
Yeah.
Or.
Yeah, your audio
Yeah.
input.
Yeah, it is my Blue Yeti. And do I sound different?
You do not. So
Yeah, well, that's not the case then.
yeah, turns out you are a fucking failure. Anyways. Should work pretty simply. God damn
Nothing
it.
is ever simple.
Anyways, so next topic. Let's see here. I know I've got some stuff. One moment. So that's from last week. Oh, funny enough, we didn't actually 19, the current stagnation of online anime personality growths. Oh man, I thought I moved a lot of my news over when I didn't. Um, I guess this would be a good topic to touch on. Kyan, do you want to start on do you have anything else before I move on to some of my lesser like anime shit?
What makes me invested in an anime? Because we only directed that question to Dizzled, and neither of us have talked about it.
Oh shit. Yeah, go ahead.
Personally, I find it often to be character chemistry, like the way that characters interact and being able to like the characters. Like for me, getting invested oftentimes means that like there is a character I care about that I want to see how their journey develops. And I think often for me it's attaching myself to at least one character in a series.
I will say, I have heard you make this argument, and I don't have the tools or like arguments at hand for this. I think you are like that with certain characters, but I have noticed that because I'm the same way, but it seems like characters that I think are very like detailed, you're not interested in at all sometimes. Like for example, Kono Katachi, you know, um, you seemed completely, from what you described to me, like disinterested in the series. And I thought what the absolute strongest point was the character development in that series, like because that's all that it is. It's the both the transformation, so the death and rebirth, and the then eventual evolution of these characters. Like, but all of your main characters change. You watch all of your people that are introduced at the very beginning of the show from childhood. They used to be bullies and not step in when they should, or like things like that. Change, realize where they fucked up. You know, some of them have had literal suicidal like tendencies. You know, and like they completely rewrite the script for themselves. Like they change at a core level, you know. So that's like that's as much character.
Within
Good.
Within the definition of what I'm saying, there's
Yeah.
preference, just because I'm saying like it has to be a character that I like. I have to like the character, not say, oh, the character's well written. Like, there's plenty of well written characters that I don't like, and I'm not saying I should like every character in a series, but when I get invested in a series, it's often because I do like, biasly, I enjoy that character. So it's like someone who I just like this character, you know, and that's what makes me invested. Not necessarily good character development. That's why I said chemistry more than development.
Okay.
For me, it is more the chemistry in the series than it is the character development.
So
character
if someone
chemistry
is not a serial killer clown, you're not digging it.
Well, that's an oddly specific example.
I mean,
That's Hisoka.
I was about to say your avatar is literally modeled after Hisoka, partly. So
There's a bunch of inspirations for the Avatar, but yeah, Hisoka is one of them.
yeah. That, and I've noticed you in general seem to like psychotic characters. So
I do enjoy me a psychotic character.
it makes me wonder about the Meepo. I'm gonna be honest. She is yeah.
What?
I thought she was just a little weird, but mostly normal. To be honest, I'm not so sure anymore. You've kind of ruined her reputation.
Wow.
What?
Ruined.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a strong word.
Ruined.
Okay, well,
Ruined.
fuck you, first of all. Oh, God.
I mean, I had avoided all of those jokes so far, but Dizzle just opened the Pandora's box.
Okay.
Oh, I did. I knew damn well what I was doing.
Anyways, so I guess I should answer the question. When it comes to like what I look for in a series, I feel like we've all missed the obvious answer here, given the name of the goddamn podcast. Anime titties are a plus, you know. Yeah.
Some good titties for sure.
Yeah, listen, you can't beat titties. You know. Anyways, anime titties, obviously. Beyond that though, I really I'm one of those people that enjoy dialogue in a series. I like obviously character development's good, but I like things that are done right. I like balanced things. Okay. So, as far as my genres are concerned, you know, like I would say my favorite style, like my favorite genre, funny enough, is actually romance. After like, but romantic comedies more often than not. Out after that, I really enjoy like supernatural series. So things like Kaiyukai no Kanata, Shinshikai Yori, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of it. Blast of Tempest. If anyone like wants to see like a really good example of like a blend between like Japanese folklore, like manifested and like adapted into characters, like in a supernatural sense, Shinshikai no Yori and Blast of the Tempest. I believe it's Zetsu no Tempest. Would be the Japanese name. Is really good. So, but yeah, outside of that, I mean, like that's really it. I enjoy really well done character development. Music's a big deal to me, you know, like a big deal to me. Like I'm gonna be honest, I could watch a pretty trash series, and if the OST is good, I'll finish it. So, like if the track on it is good, like I'll watch the series. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I do think music is a really big point in an anime.
yeah.
Like I don't think it's necessarily the selling point for me, but it is like the difference between a 6 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10 anime sometimes.
It's well, yeah, it's a real big deal to me. Like you could have one of the most beautifully animated things on the planet, and if the OST shit, if I'm listening to elevator music, you know, in front of like a wonderful like art gallery, I'm not gonna watch it very long. Like
Yeah,
I'll drop it.
I'm gonna be honest here. If it wasn't for some of the music in some of these animes, I probably would have never got into anime.
Yeah, like Cowboy Bebop, man. Like you can't.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, like
That's so
that guy
iconic.
fucking he nailed the jazz like aesthetic to everything. And then Angel Beats was another one where like the
Oh
music was
yeah,
really good.
Angel Beats. Yeah.
yeah. Angel Beats was really good. Well, fast. I've got to, just for anyone who hasn't seen it, we've got to play the Cowboy Bebop opening.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure everybody has had to have seen it. If not, like you've probably lived under a rock for a long
I
time.
I know a few people in here actually who I'm fairly confident that have not seen this.
I
Um,
mean, you're probably right.
yeah, but you know, I mean,
I
those
feel like
people. Good.
I feel like Cowboy Bebop is something where like a lot of the people who got into anime in more recent years haven't watched just because the
It's
animation isn't up to snuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of old. It's you know,
Well, I mean, let's be
Yeah.
it's
fair.
from the 90s.
This is the case with all of your old series. Now, a lot of people nowadays haven't seen Trigun, they haven't seen Cowboy Bebop,
Yeah.
they haven't seen Inuyasha or Yu Yu Hakusho, or in like I really liked Rurouni Kenshin. You know.
The
This
only
was
reason I watched Cowboy Bebop is like I've not it is probably the oldest thing I've finished and enjoyed at least.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I went to it is because I'm a diehard Firefly fan, and I was like, dude, this is
Oh
just
yeah,
Firefly the anime.
yeah. Um,
yeah.
I will
This
say
was the first one that I ever watched. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
it's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, this was your first anime, by the way. But imagine that, like Cowboy Bebop being your first anime. That's like
Good first,
Yep.
very respectable.
That's like your first like ice cream, like your first sweet. Like you come from the third world country. You've never had anything nice to eat, and then the first time you eat a sweet, it's fucking gelato in Italy. It's like
Yeah.
that's the best
Dude,
possible situation.
The first time I saw this, it was fucking God, what time was it? I think it was 12 a.m. No, it was 2 a.m. It was a Saturday night. I was watching Cartoon Network and I woke up at 2 a.m. to Toonami, and the opening, the one that you're about to play,
Hmm.
came up on the screen, and I was just like, "Oh, this looks kind of cool," and I watched it every Saturday at 2 a.m.
You started kind of limp, ready to go to bed, and then as soon as that started playing, you went full chode,
No,
full chode.
I was just yeah, I was just waking up and I was just like it caught my attention and I was like, "Yep, I think I'm gonna be watching this for the rest of the night."
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I know that we took a 1 minute and 30-minute intro and talked about it for probably 7 minutes before we played it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's about as dope as you can get. Let's be fair.
Yeah, if you skipped past that watching the anime, you're probably just miserable with your life.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. It takes extreme.
You know what?
Good.
That just made me draw a parallel for the first time. The Spy Family opening
Oh, it's so good.
is, but like, the style used in Cowboy Bebop is still used today.
Yeah, they do that.
That style of opening is still used, and that tells you like how good this opening was for how old it is.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that components of Spy Family and Midnight's character were actually inspired by some of the aspects of this of Cowboy Bebop. I really think that
I could see an argument for that pretty easily.
yeah. I'm not gonna say it's like it's not obvious, okay, but when
Oh
you
no, I could see the argument easily, but not obviously.
yeah when you look at when you watch the series, there's something that kind of harkens back to some of those things. Like it feels kind of feels like that in a way. It's not, I mean, it's a very different series, but I almost bet the author of the manga had some inspiration or at least really liked Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I feel like he had to be a Cowboy Bebop fan.
Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop's pretty awesome. Hellsing Ultimate. Let's do that because I've got that actually. No, you've got that. You've got that as a thing.
I've got that, which I've still not finished, even though I tried to, because I got really busy with work this week.
How you fucking oh god, Hellsing Ultimate's fucking amazing. Okay, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. What episode are you on, Kaihan?
Like 3. I was watching it that day, and then the work week started, and the work week filled up way more than I expected it to.
Oh, well, that's sad. Dizzle, have you watched it?
What, Hellsing Ultimate?
Yeah.
No, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Thanks to the abridged series.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go and do this then, because I don't want to have this conversation until you'll have seen it. So we will hold that off because it's that is a series that actually deserves a lot of attention from all of us, I think. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. Hi him. Let's see here. I'm looking. What? Well, that's a good subject for a different day. See how favorite comedies. What were you wanting to know about VR technology?
What do you guys think? How do I phrase this? Give me just a second. Like as far as VR is concerned and VR gaming, what do you guys think the future for it is? Like, is it something that you see and I don't mean like 100 years in the future, but I mean the next like 10 years. Do you guys think VR is going to become more mainstream, or that like it's going that, or do you think we're close to some breakthrough with it?
I'm
Like omnidirectional tracking pads or anything like that?
I'm gonna be honest.
Being accessible.
Dizzle is obviously the gaming expert, but I am the tech expert. So I think between the two of us, we can make one logical argument, maybe, and like full logical argument that gets both sides. I will say this: the main problem with VR is that you don't actually like. We have the ability to put big ass fucking goggles on or whatever you want, and like put something in front of your face and manipulate the visuals in a way that it makes you feel like you're there, like visually, and that can fuck with your sense of balance and all types of things. But and there are haptic feedback suits and different things you can wear now. The issue is people like. You're not going to get to a situation where the majority of people who game, and you need to get into the casual, you need it to be a casual gaming thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be accessible.
For it to be mainstream.
The last thing I said.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, you're not going to get that when you need full like haptic feedback shoots and like sensors set throughout a room and all of that. Like that's not going to happen. I think that the bridge for this, no one is talking about, or at least I haven't heard arguments for this, is actually going to be that we get rid of the sensors and all of that stuff entirely. And I think what's going to happen is Elon Musk's Neuralink. The strongest thing. Now, there's lots of things he says it's going to be able to do here in the next year or two that I don't think it's going to be able to do. But one thing it will absolutely be able to do, and it will probably be one of the best arguments for having it, is that I'm going to be able to think and use my thoughts as the controller for devices. So rather than having to use my thumbs to type something on my phone, I'm going to be able to think about the typing, and that's going to happen. Like, we already can do that with technologies like Neuralink. If I just had an implant, and by thinking, go forward, or go back, or go left, or go right, I could create a sixth or seventh sense of motion and awareness through virtual control like that. If I didn't have to physically move, if I could sit back on the couch, let the visuals kind of take over and, you know, control the reality, you know, like that's as close as you're going to get the deep dive without like actually cutting off a person from reality, like neurologically. Because we're a long way from that. Like, we're 30 to 40 years away from that technology, and you're going to hear different numbers from different people. But I've studied enough neurology, and I understand the technology to tell you that we are not 10 years away from full dive technology. Some people will say that we are, or they're fucking stupid. That's at least 20 to 30 years away. So, but when Neuralink happens, and you're able to sit on the couch and have the full controlled experience of VR, you know, with the goggles and everything on your face without having to have any of the sensors, I think that's going to be where it like really changes.
Okay, so you don't see it becoming mainstream for the next 30 years, basically.
No, I see it becoming mainstream in the next 10 years, but it's going to be as a byproduct of systems like Neuralink. If it becomes mainstream, that's the problem.
But
It's like this all depends on something like that.
Not traditional VR, but maybe like a
No, I think it will.
maybe like a
yeah.
integration.
No, yes. So here's the thing. I think not only full VR, but reality augmentation will be. Because here's the thing. At the moment, like, there's a few things that killed things like Google Glass. One, it looked stupid. Two, the interface wasn't quite ready. We didn't quite have the tech and the power there yet. But we've got that now. So when you combine things like what's Steam's virtual reality thing called? Dizzle? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I can't
Let me
remember.
pull it up here.
Yeah, theirs is like one of the best ones though. I took quite a bit of looking at that at one point. When you take systems like that and then other technologies like Google Glass, and then you integrate that with being able to like just get input from your thoughts basically to where everything, you know, I no longer have to look at a particular thing or have some type of interface that I have to physically interact with. If the Google Glass is on my face and I can overlay you know, visuals from the glass in reality, which is what it does. It literally shoots
I think it's called the Valve Index.
It is. It's the Valve Index.
Yeah.
But like, for example, with the Google Glass, like, imagine if Pokemon Go, you didn't need your phone. Imagine if you put on something that was basically glasses, or maybe even in some cases there are contact lenses that do this pretty well now. The way Google Glass worked is it didn't have screens. It actually shot the video straight into your retina. Okay. And you could now perceive things as if they were directly in front of you in your reality. Okay, so imagine if shit like Pokemon Go worked like that. Like, you didn't need a phone or anything. You just seen it in the real world as if it was there, and you could interact with it through and control it through thought. Like, that's where it's gonna go. And I think that it's actually not gonna be that the gaming scrolls on the controller. I think what's gonna happen is we're going to have applications of technology like the Neuralink stuff, because that's going to be such a crazy advantage. Like, imagine the people who are able to like communicate and search for things on the internet at the speed of their thoughts. Okay, like, imagine if Kai and Lydia had that. Like, that would be crazy. Okay, like, who's going to keep up with that? Okay, because you're basically plugged into the internet at that point, like, truly. Okay, so you know, I think what's going to happen is we're going to get that technology. There's going to be people are immediately going to adapt that into VR, and because, like, here's the thing, that's not going to be a technology that's going to be like smartphones. Okay, when smartphones became a thing in 2007 with the iPhone, it was slowly adopted for like a year, and then there was an explosion. everyone fucking had them. By 2010, smartphones were everywhere. In 3 years, it was everything. Okay, by 2012 and 2013, every main communication platform on the planet had apps and worked primarily through apps. Okay, we're going to see that with these types of technologies, and it's going to influence everything, including gaming. That's what's going to make gaming virtual. Okay, it's going to be the point where I don't need to sit and physically interact with things anymore. I can experience them anywhere in reality.
You're basically saying that VR is the next smartphone.
Yeah, well, basically,
Whenever
VR is going to be just going to be one aspect of a virtual life that happens after we gain the ability to remove physical, like the need of physical input. Okay, like as soon as Neuralink and technologies like it, as soon as I'm able to think and turn my lights off and on and open Facebook and search for things, like for example, if I need to know when the Constitutional Convention happened, I could go to my phone, hit Google, type that in, find an article that actually has the sentence I need, and read through it. Or I could think that sentence and immediately have a result based on a series of filters that I've created for that type of query. Like, you know, it's really easy to do stuff like that once you remove the need to physically touch another device. Okay? Like if I can just think Google blah, okay, like in my head, and my phone or whatever I have just immediately, or my Google Glass that can literally display things in front of me in real time, you know, that I have, you know, does that instantly. Like that's it. That's the future. Okay, like smartphones will cease to exist at the moment that we create this. Okay, and it'll happen really quickly. Assuming the technology's good, it'll happen really quickly. Because why do I carry a brick in my pocket when I can think and have everything in reality, like right in front of me? Like, why am I going to carry this device that can break and everything else when, you know, it's just there? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you.
What do you think, Dizzle? Am I wrong about that?
I think you're right for the most part. We probably won't see like an explosion of VR for a while. We kind of did when VR chat was big.
Yeah.
But VR chat was mainly people just hopping on PC and like moving around with mouse and keyboard. But there was still quite a bit of people with VR. I have a VR headset myself. I bought one when it was like a big deal with the VR chat and everything. So I think that kind of peaked at that point for a little bit, and we probably won't see it peak again for a while because most of the games now are just kind of boring. The only real ones you got right now are Pavlov, and kind of weird to say, but the Bethesda like remakes of like Skyrim VR and then Fallout VR and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's not really that many good games on the market for VR at the moment.
Yeah, well, and a lot of that I would argue isn't and this has just been my experience, isn't the lack of ability to develop games like that. There are plenty of talented people that would love to make games like that. It comes back to exactly what I said, which is the control method. It's like I have this big headset on and I have to physically move in a space while not hurting myself or the room around me. Okay, so I either have to severely limit the motion that the person can use in-game, which kind of defeats the purpose, or we have to assume that these people have rooms set up for this, which severely limits the market you can cater to, which means I'm not going to spend a lot of money on games like this. Okay.
Yeah.
So, again, at the moment that you can remove the ability for someone to have to physically interact with the world and they can just experience another reality by thought and visual, like that's it. It's going to happen overnight. Okay. Like when that happens, once people cannot have to interact with things physically anymore, once I don't have to pull out my phone or get on my computer or flip a switch, you know, once things just happen by thought, it's not going to be a thing of like, do you want to get the Neuralink implant? It's going to be, hey, you can't perform your job efficiently enough to compete with your coworkers now. Like, they are this much faster than you. Why would we hire someone who doesn't have the implant, you know, if they can't communicate as efficiently, you know, or they can't, you know, do their job as well? There's gonna be lots of things like that. It's not gonna be all jobs immediately, but it will quickly become that. You know, it's gonna be there are going to be people like, so like for example now, okay, some people hate it if you call them. Okay, they're like, man, this is 2022. Why the fuck did you call me? Send me a text message. I don't want to talk to you. Okay, I'm old school. I don't feel like that. I don't like to text people. Okay, for the most part, I'd rather you call me. I want to hear your voice. But you know, that's not how things are now. People like even a lot of older people all like that now, and it's like that's the next step. It's like, hey, why did you send me this text? Now I have to, you know, or you're going to be trying to talk to someone, and because the messages aren't literally as fast as they would think and speak in real life, you're having to wait. It says, oh, snizzle dizzle is typing, and you have to wait on that. It's going to feel like dial-up. You know, people aren't going to want to talk to you if you don't have the implant.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep. So, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that a lot of the things we would like to see, at least in gaming for VR, are actually not going to be that VR itself gets any better. It's going to be that another technology for other things, gets adopted into VR, when it's probably going to be something like Neuralink. So, anyways, I think we've beat that topic into the ground. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Before I take over and go to something else, you got something, Kyan?
Not really. I'm probably gonna dip out early today just because I'm in pain and my brain isn't present because I've not been able to sleep.
So you're gonna
But
go to sleep, or?
yeah, I'm gonna go lay down just because like pain.
Pain?
Pain.
Just pain.
Just pain. But no, I do kind of agree with your take on the VR thing. I don't think the timetable is necessarily the next 10 years for that, personally. But I could very well be incorrect about that. Maybe we are
I
that
can,
close.
I'll tell you this, when you get a chance, look into some of the Neuralink stuff. We've actually had the ability to do those types of controls for more than a decade. We haven't had implants that did it well, because the amount of money and the amount of risk in developing that type of stuff is insanely high. But Elon Musk has come onto the scene for the last couple years, and I mean, he's kind of known for taking risks. And when you look at the technology they have, they've already put it in chimps. They've tested it on everything up to humans. And I think I'd have to look. If they don't have human trials going, they were about to last time I checked into it.
I think they do have human trials going
Yeah.
on, but I could be wrong.
So here's the only thing I'm gonna add to that. That as soon as that happens, like it will be an overnight thing, and it's not a matter of whether when that technology will exist. It exists. It's just a matter of when it will come to market. And at this point, with him having stuff that we know works, I'm pretty sure the only thing he is waiting on for Generation 1 is like FDA approvals and shit like that, because it's an implant. Okay, it's not a complicated implant. It wouldn't be that expensive for most people. But not after it comes to market and you can get it in mass. I personally think that, like, at most we're waiting on that. Like, everything he
What
has
do you think?
shown. What?
What do you think the entry price is likely to be for something like that?
It depends. I mean, here's the thing. The magic is in the software. It's not actually the hardware. The hardware is not that complicated. They're using low-level AI to train like really complex neural nets with low-level logic to train these things to calibrate them to understand your brain. Like, it's actually really cool shit. It's kind of too complicated to explain in a short like thing. The entry price is mostly going to be the implant. But I'm going to be honest. Like I said, it's going to be such an advantage. I think it's going to, in the first world especially, it's going to be as important. It's going to be as useful as being able to drive, if not more. So what you will end up seeing is, and I know that they are already clinics, because basically they can drill a very small hole, like a very small hole in one part of your head, and insert it like mechanically, and it just kind of works. Like he showed the exact process for it. I think they even had a video out at one point of them doing it to a chimp. It's not a complicated surgery. It can be done very quickly. You can go home same day, very little recovery. I think what will end up happening is it will probably cost $10,000 to $20,000 initially because of the fact that you are working on somebody's head. But because
For like the Gen 1.
Yeah, exactly. Well, since it's such a simple procedural, you're going to end up having a bunch of, and it's going to be in high demand, you're going to have a bunch of doctors and clinics that really market and specialize in that, and probably have setups specifically to do those implants. And what will probably happen is, as soon as that happens, there will be insurance plans, and there will also be creditors that come out and be like, hey, you want the new, the same way you go get when you go get a phone, no one really buys an $800 phone outright. They get a plan and they pay on it for 3 years. I think what's going to end up happening is these types of things, as advantageous as they are, and the fact that they're actually going to replace cell phones, probably, is going to be the same thing. It's going to come in a package, and it's going to be like, hey, get your new reality augmentation, whatever headset deal that you're going to put on, and get an Neuralink implant, and
Insured by Progressive.
Quite literally that or Verizon or whatever else, and it might have a price tag $12,000, but you'll pay that off over the course of a couple of years. Now you'll literally like plug it into the internet. I think Gen 1 is going to have a hard time being adopted. But once Gen 1 has been around 6 months and all the videos have come out, everyone's seen what it can do, and people are done and canceled, you're going to see a second wave of people immediately jump on it, and Gen 2 is going to be where it takes over. Like the iPhone itself, like we wouldn't have smartphones the way we do now if it was only the iPhone. The iPhone perfected the idea of what a smartphone could be before it was like really done, and then Android kind of did, because Android had been around before that, but it had failed, and no one had the phones right. The software wasn't there, the phones weren't right, the idea of apps wasn't any good, Then Jobs comes out with this more perfect version, this true ecosystem of, okay, we're going to have apps, we're going to decomplicate everything, it's very simple, it's a streamlined package, it's haptic feedback, touchscreen, there's no physical keyboard, it's intuitive.
Are you walking around your house right now?
Yes, I
am. I couldn't really hear anything you just said.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me now? How much was lost?
Probably the last 5 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, so that happened, and then Android looked at it, and HTC and a handful of your initial smartphone manufacturers looked at it and was like, hey, we can do this. We just have to copy what Apple did in our own way. And that's what's going to happen. So yeah.
It's going to get good once competition presents a need for there to be improvement.
Yeah, Musk's Neuralink is, again, it's not complicated. The software is where it's at. Okay, and the cost is in the implant for the most part. What's going to end up happening is he's going to come out with that. Gen 1's going to fucking explode among a bunch of YouTubers and enthusiasts and all of the people that you watch on TikTok and whatnot, and there are going to be gamers that fucking destroy, once they get these implants. And high-level gamers like Ninja and whatnot, who are now able to... It's probably going to be made illegal in a lot of games, honestly, and then you're going to have games made around players who have that. Okay? And when you can aim with retina tracking, but without a camera having to track your retinas, just by thought, doing it, that's going to be crazy. Okay, and people are going to see that, and in 6 months it's going to explode. Everyone's going to see the application. Second gen's going to come out. You're going to have 3 or 4 different companies overnight that have copied the all of the philosophies of it and rebranded and have their own version, and that's what's going to happen. That's it. So, and it's gonna be anywhere between 6 months and a year and a half, and I would say more than half the population of people who use smartphones below the ages of 35 will have it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off for now. I will catch you guys later, but I'm gonna lay down.
All right.
All right, see you, Kaihan.
Catch you later, fuckle. It was good having you.
Nope.
All right. I like how I just signed my co-host off as if he was guest. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess we could fix this. Let's see here. See that purple and gray fuck on the screen, guys? Watch this. Boom. I fucking killed him. Gone.
Damn, murder's bad.
Mortal, I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I'd rather enjoy Mortal. Anyways.
That doesn't matter what you think. It is bad.
Nah.
Your opinion is not valued in this society.
Also,
Sorry.
my opinion is objectively correct, and when you learn that, this podcast will go a lot smoother.
Nah. I hate this podcast. Me and all my homies hate this podcast. Sorry,
Oh,
buddy.
Well, sorry to the 5 people who were watching and actually liked it. I guess your opinion's wrong. Says the
Exactly.
co-host. Anyways. How long have we been live? I'm curious right now.
Hour and a half, just about.
I see, an hour and a half. All right, we didn't actually talk about some of the things that I want to talk about yet. And to be honest, like I want to talk about some Korean series like The Kingdom. But I kind of want to wait until we've got Kaihan for that. I can't teach our Japanese words because he's gone. I will say this to anyone out there who wanted to learn a Japanese word today, which is probably no one, but too fucking bad. Mizu. Mizu means waddle. I will pull it up, but
Miso soup, bitch.
no, Mizu.
Nope, miso. Miso soup.
Mizu. Fucking A. Yeah, you'd think I'd have a pull Jisho up. Jisho is a really good Japanese dictionary. To anyone out there. Yep. Waddle. There you go. Mizu. So, yeah, if you're ever in Japan and dying of thirst, walk up to like literally any shop and say Mizu, Mizu. They will give you waddle, maybe, possibly. Just probably learn how to say more than waddle though. Just to be totally real with you. If you can't ask for a hotel, you're probably gonna have a really bad time. So yeah, we're slowly going to introduce things like this, doing Japanese words and whatnot. Kaihan has dipped on us though, so I'm gonna go easy on it today. I will say
I don't like words. Words suck.
I mean, you use words for the podcast. That's all this podcast is content and words. Content around
Yeah, but I don't
words.
like words.
Okay.
Words. Terrible.
I see.
Just
I see.
awful. Awful things.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think since one of our co-hosts had to leave, we're just gonna call this all today. We've gone for an hour and a half. We started kind of scuffed. I think we had some good conversations though. Yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. There's not a whole lot more to say. We'll hopefully come back in next week stronger. Seems like everyone's just had a rough week though. So
Am I really just that boring?
yeah,
You just want to end it?
No, you're not that boring. It's just like we're meant to have 3 co-hosts, and I don't really want to go over some of these topics unless we can all contribute. So
All right.
yeah, it's not that. It's like yeah. So starting off, and then having him come back later is one thing because we can improvise. But yeah, having him dip midstream kind of kills it.
Yeah, well, at least that means I get to play one of my hentai games.
Oh, well, we're at T-Short Simulator again.
Yep.
Oh god.
I almost have 1,000 hours.
All right. Okay, I thought you'd be getting off and trying to go get some of that toastusy.
He's in another fucking country. Yeah, let me just get in my private jet real quick and
Yeah, that toastusy. Oh god, I hate that so much. Toastusy. I see you down there simping anyways, trying to get a little bit of that wink wink nudge nudge. Anyways.
I have no idea what you're talking about,
you were
good sir,
down-
and I don't think you do either.
She said it is my favorite one, and you were like, you have good taste.
But she was talking about Cowboy Bebop.
Uh-huh.
She's the one simping, because I said it was my first anime. Then she said
Mhm.
it was her favorite one. And then I replied, you have good taste then. And then I gave a little winky face, because that's just how good of a boyfriend I am. I use emojis with my girlfriend. Bet you don't. Yeah, probably not.
I mean, I do, but I'm also not a dog, so, you know.
Yeah, but I'm a freaking cool dog. I got an aviator hat on and everything because I fly an A10 Warthog for
You-
freedom.
You fly for freedom. That is
Yep.
really interesting, given the origins of your girlfriend.
I
Okay.
fly it for freedom.
All right. All right. Well, it's been great. Thank you, anyone who stayed.
Yeah,
and,
I've never used an A10 Warthog on my girlfriend. Sorry.
Oh God, that could be taken so many ways. All right. You guys have a good night. I'm sorry for whatever image she just invoked. Peace.
Bye.